Good evening, and thank you for watching me and coming to view me. I'm John J. Brooke. I'm a recovered alcoholic addict of 20 years. On the 11th of the 1st, so on the 11th of January, I will be turning 21 years of complete abstinence and working a 12-step program. However, today that isn't what this is about. Briefly, I really want to talk about how freedom is, how true freedom is about. What freedom have you got? We've all been locked up and with COVID, and we acknowledge and understand that's been difficult. Now, what freedoms have we given up because of that? I just want you to ponder on that for a moment, because the status quo, media, the greatest powerful people in the world, we're a consumer. And what they've really worked out is that if I can put fear and worry into you, you'll consume. And what comes from that worry? What comes from that worry? Do you know something? A lot. One hell of a lot. I speak to a lot of people through the course of my days on the telephone and through Zoom and this forum and Instagram. I'm on them all now. Still haven't got to grips with Twitter because I talk too much and type too much, and that's okay. And the reality is, you've probably seen this sign plenty of times on the motorways. You see it quite a lot. Free recovery. Recovery is free. But you've got to admit that it was a problem. However, how free are you? Are you concerned with worries and fears? Does that control you? Are you walking around with a black cloud over your head? I don't know. I can relate to that because I used to. I used to have a negative blueprint that, my life was terrible. I was worthless. I wasn't worthwhile. Because we're very negative, there's a positive. Correct? That's what we're talking about. And, with the status quo digressing, we're talking about how much control are we giving to them and less freedom. Granted, we have to contain ourselves because of COVID, but now the lockdown's lifted off. Are we really going to be careful enough to be loving and tolerant to other human beings? Are you consumed with fear? Because that's what the media just pumps into us. Because if they pump more and more fear into you, you as a consumer will buy. I believe internet shopping has gone through the roof, and that's okay. So I just want you to ponder on this. And I don't want you to think it. I want you to take it down to your heart. I want you to put your hand on your heart, and I want you to feel that miracle of a beat which gives you life. You don't think about it. It's just there. It's natural, and it's carrying on. And every breath you take in, it fills your body up and goes through your body with oxygen and fills every cell in your body. It's fantastic, a miracle. So let me look at this for you. Always worried about what others think. I can talk of an experience where not that long ago, a few months ago, I'm in my car, I'm driving. I had a few people in the car, and I drove into a supermarket car park, and it was quite busy, and there was lots of queues. And I was feeling happy, joyous, and free, and I was singing away to the song, and I'm not a good singer, but I'm having some fun. That FUN stuff. Not the worried, not the fearful. I was happy. Nothing could have put me in a bad mood. And as I drove into that supermarket car park with the music up, singing along, the people that were nameless and anonymous were in the car with me, and they said, "What are you doing? All them people are looking at you." Fact. Do I know them? No. Am I ever going to see them again? No. So why am I bothered so much? And I wasn't. The other people was. And it made me think about how free we really truly are. And I believe that a lot of people are I like that. You know, they're more concerned about people you've never met, you know, and it's strange that we or I are more bothered about what other people think that I've never met, never known, have nothing to do with me. Yet I allow their looks and thoughts and aspirations affect me as an individual. So in turn, I'm allowing other people to control me. Wow. Let me think about it, right? A power. You know, we're looking at a power greater than you and me. Now I connect to a power. It's not a religious power. It's a power of the universe. You know, we've got brains to use. Are we really using as much as we can in this? I don't know. Are we always compressed with fears and worries and concerns that today, tomorrow, the next day, next year, all, which actually stump your growth for today, because tomorrow is yet to come. Today's the most important day. That's why they called it a present. So what I'm trying to say is people really dominate me, and I understand that. And the true freedom of that is that I don't care about what you think of me. I don't really care how you think of me, because unless you're talking to me, it's got nothing to do with me. It's that simple. So, you know, I never thought like this. I never felt like this. And I believe, maybe I'm wrong, put me right. I don't know. I believe that there's a lot of lack of self-worth, self-belief, positive vibe, you know, and life is not a dress rehearsal. We don't get another go at this. This is it. You know, and I'm talking from my experience. I wasted a long time of my life doing what other people did. You know, I self-medicated myself with lots of other substances to fit in. And I didn't fit in even when I did it. Do I fit in now? No, because I am unique. Not special and different. I'm unique. Excuse me. So, let me do a little question for you. Power. Light bulb, yeah? Do we or do we not take it for granted? Or do some of you sit there and evaluate where the power comes from? Do we trace it back to the switch on the side of the wall and then go through the electric cable outside and then all the way through the transmitters and the big power station and then, you know, into the coal, into the turbine? No, we take it for granted because we know with a flip of switch there's no more darkness, there's light. So if that's so easy, why have we turned into a society of individuals that want to go with the majority? And over the last couple of years, all I've seen is diversion and disunity and disharmony, unlove, hate. And the only thing that comes to my mind is divide and conquer. You know, the old sayings are so true. My grandfather, God bless him, unite we stand, divide we fall. Isn't it time that we stop fighting amongst ourselves? Because we are the majority, are we not? And we're letting a minority dictate to us and tell us what we can do, when we can do it, and how we're going to do it. And if you don't do it, you're going to be fearful and you're going to be full of lack of self-worth because you don't follow the majority. Sometimes the minority needs to be heard. And I sit before you today with some of that minority, because I'm a minority. You know, my background, where I came from, has no place here, because I'm speaking for, God willing, I'm speaking for a minority of individuals that are sick and are ill, and You know, how many homeless on our streets? How many of them are alcoholics and drug addicts? They're sick people. Yet the majority thinks or have been programmed by the majority and media to tell you that they're no hopers, they're this, they're that. And now we have a future king who talks about mental health, and that is one branch of a big tree. And if we work from them branches right down to the center of that tree, and we will have, every single one of us has a part to play. And I'm very strong on, you know, stop the stigma. Who am I to judge another? You know, I will sit on the floor of a homeless person. I will get him a cup of tea, a hot drink and a sandwich, and I'll sit down and chew the fat with them, because my time is the ultimate price, isn't it? Time is the ultimate price and sacrifice you can give someone, because once you've given it, it's gone. Like I'm giving you my time now, but you know something? I know I have to. I have a purpose to try and change, or try and give that thought process in your mind saying to, oh, you never thought of it like that. You know, I'm a sober coach, and I work with individuals that can't necessarily access things that the general posse can, the general consensus, you know, and I get slated that I'm this and I'm that, but it has no effect on me, because I know I'm doing it from here, not here. And I'm not doing it for the financial gain either. I'm doing it to help that individual get out from under. Because let's have it right. I'll try not to get on my soapbox, but it's very difficult, you know. Over the last so many years, they've rebranded cigarettes, they've put them behind closed doors. They've, you know, and right beside them closed doors, there's lovely advertisements about vaping. Yet we don't know the full effects of what vaping is. And then our government says drugs are bad. No, they're not. Pharmaceutical companies are the largest drug dealers in the world, making lots of money. You know? I mean, you know, in America, they've got the hugest problem with fentanyl. I can never say the bloody word. But you know, it's a drug that is so potent. It's hitting our streets now. It's so potent, and they're mixing it with cocaine. They're mixing it with heroin, and people are boom. And then you get a certain amount of people go, well, that was their choice. No. Let's rewind a minute. Everyone has a choice. Now, if you go into a cage with a bunch of bananas with a silverback gorilla, you can probably have a good play with him, with the bananas. But when them bananas are gone, and you've had your fun, and then the silverback gorilla wants to have the fun with you, you ain't stopped until he's had enough. You know, and what I'm trying to say there is, choice is not a moral fibre thing. You know, it's there. It's a very thin line to choose, and then not being able to choose. But yet we don't know that. So I went off on a little tangent there. But this is about freedom. You know, we watch the television, and we're fed. And you know, very important thing here. When we're watching television programs, listen to the word program, because it's programming you. You know, they tell us, you know, I come from a generation where it was always happy endings. You know, it's never a happy ending. Life's not like that. So they're feeding me a lie before I even started to live. So if they're programming me that you know, you've got to have the best shiniest shoes, you've got the best car, the nice house, when I know with half a brain cell that it's way without my reach. And that is for the majority. So straight away I feel less than. I feel my self-worth and self-preservation is somewhat trodden on, because I know that's without my reach. You know. And then they tell you and me, the Joe Bloggs, who pay the taxes, who pay everything, not to get into debt. Don't do as I do as I say. What? Anyway, people and things, do they dominate you? Do you really need them? Or is it because you want them? Because, I look around the world and my experiences, and I've travelled. I've been to Africa. I've been to North Africa. I've been to South Africa. And, in them townships and them people that have they have nothing. They're happy. And their children go to school prim with a smile on their face. They're smart. And they've got nothing. Yet, for some apparent reason in this country, as well as many other European and American countries and South America, we're making a robot society of a conform. We're in a world of technology. Just bear with me this, right? I'll go off on a little tangent again. In the last 60 years, how much have we changed? It's a thought-provoking reaction. Hello, Sonic. How much have we changed? How much have we changed? I don't know. Think about one thing that I know about, and that's cars. Look at a car 60 years ago to the car today. Formidably unrecognisable from where it was to where it is now. Correct? Right. So just the car. Then we talk about these things. I come from a generation where these things used to have a wire connected to them, and you stand in the hallway chatting, and your mum and dad put a lock on the receiver to stop you making calls. So true. And what comes from that is we're all wireless. Everyone's got a mobile phone. Majority of everyone. Homeless people got mobile phones. Yeah, the home phone has been eradicated for the vast majority. So we've got cars that are unrecognisable in 50 years, bomb. We've got telephone and telephone communication changed with recognition. And I'm very passionate about this, so I do apologise. But do you know something? What really bugs me? Schools haven't changed. Schools haven't changed. You still got to wear a uniform, and you still got to do this, and you still got to do that. Mental. Mental. And in school, as we all know, it can be a cruel place. Being bullied, having names called it, and then people say, "Oh, it's part of growing up." No, it's not. We have a responsibility. We, and I say we because we are the majority. I keep telling you that. We are the majority. We are the masses. But we just seem to be walking into, into a dark pit. Well, it doesn't. It's not. As long as it doesn't affect me, it doesn't matter. Let's open our eyes to things that's going on. So we've got a belief of self-belief. We've got an understanding of coming to believe in oneself, or waking up from this dream. I say to people like this, and it's not a tangent. It's just I've watched the Matrix films. The new Matrix is coming out 21. Can't wait. But you watch the first Matrix and what's effectively happening in our society. I see it all the time. Open your eyes and see it. We're all doing it, and I'm a hypocrite. We're all walking around like this. We're not looking up anymore. So another addiction is going to be these. Facebook was designed from a fruit machine. When you put your pound in, or jig, and it goes jig, 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 and you think you get all your cherries in a line, so you got two, so you put jig, 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 bling, you win, and it's that nice vibe, isn't it? Endorphins released. Same thing. You go for it, boring. Oh, I like bomb, lovely. Started it, didn't you? And I'm guilty just the same. I'm sitting here with technology. So anyway, I can get this out. So if I bring it right back. So I talked about one, having people control you, people, places, and things that are actually controlling you. because you're too conceited in your innermost self to understand that they have no control over you, but your head allows you to have that control. Oh, I'm worried about what Mrs. Jones next door is going to think of me. They're not part of your life. You know, that's what this is about. So if I bring it back to two, coming to believe in oneself and understanding that it's power in that. Because we've got brains. Do we want to walk around life like this? Or do we want to have a good look around and see what's really happening around us? You know, I keep saying, I said it this morning, it's Funky Friday. You know, buy yourself a Cadbury's, I don't know, crunchy, or get yourself a flake. You know, be nice to yourself. However, a smile travels all over this globe because it just goes to the next person. It's so simple to smile at people. And I smile at the most unhappiest, ungratefullest people in life. You know, I've got the black cloud syndrome. My life's terrible. You know, be grateful that you opened your eyes and you're awake to it today. You can do something about it. We're very isolated today. And this is the other tangent I'll go off on. Sorry. We have so many ways of connecting to people today. Phones, different forms of text messages, FaceTime, whatever, YouTube, face crack, whatever you want to call it. But we talk less to people. Worries me. You know, sitting down and watching a television program with your significant other, and you look over and they're on the phone, not even engaging in what you're watching. You know, so I don't know where I'm going with that really, but my phone's going mental. Always does. Friday night, and you know something? I am an advocate for recovery. Being 20 years sober it bugs me sometimes because I know some people look at me and go, "You couldn't possibly be." Well, I am. I have no reason to be dishonest about that. However, I'm just trying to get out there and make a platform where we can have questions and answers. So please subscribe. Please give me a like, because this is an uphill struggle. You know, I don't find this is my forte. However, other people keep telling me I am, so I'm putting myself out there. Even if I'm going to be held, ridiculed, and, you know, I'll put my hands up. Because I love you. There you go. I love you. Weird, isn't it? I've never met you, but I'm saying I love you. And that's what it's about. The true art of living is giving. I've given you 23 minutes of my time, absolutely nothing. And all I'm asking is to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share me, see what happens. Because it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know, today life is great. It's a really wet, cold day today. And I can really feel that cold air in my lungs. And just before I finish, I have another passion, and that's trying to mix two things that everyone says it won't, and that's I want to help people in recovery, but I also want to help dogs, because there's a lot of mistreated animals out there, and dogs for me give unconditional love, and I would love to be able to have a home where I have a dog sanctuary and I have recovering addicts who've done treatment or are struggling with life on life's terms and need some direction and need some issues tightening up. You know, let's not be mistaken. Alcoholism and drug addiction is a mental illness. You know, and for those that don't have it, here's a little bit of an understanding that you'll probably think we're mad, and we know we are. We have a head that tells us lies. We take actions based on them lies, then we take no responsibility and blame you. So if you know of anyone that's struggling down that road, give them my link up. My phone number's out there. I have an Instagram page. I have a Facebook page. Same name. You know, John J. Brooke. That's what I am. That's what I'm here. I'm going to try and make this my studio and sort of brush up on things. I just want to thank you for your time, and I hope I haven't bored you and I haven't got off on too many tangents. But the reality here, this is unite we stand, divide we fall. And I thank my grandfather for that, Let's not overthink things. Let's keep things simple. We have a gift of life. There's people in the hospitals dying now, not just of COVID, of many other illnesses. And who am I to judge them? Life is about living, not surviving. So let's stand up with the masses and do what we got to do, and watch this space. Because I feel something special is going to happen. I don't know what that is. That's over to you. And as I say, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, share the hell out of me. Because frankly, dear, I don't give a damn. And here's a lovely little piss take of Christmas and COVID. Because saying, if we don't laugh, we end up crying. And there's too many tears. Here's a question. Do I leave this? Do I keep shaving it? Or do I let it grow? I don't know. That's over to you. That's your choice. I'm going to give it to you. So thank you very much for listening to me waffle. Hope I've made some decent content. And what is true freedom? If that's sitting in your head tonight, glad. Or tomorrow. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are on this fantastic globe. Johnny Brooke loves the bones of you. So stay strong. Be good. Give someone your time, and remember, smile. Laters, taters.